No recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Hey everybody, this is Scotty J.
What's up guys, this is DJ Zach.
Hey guys, you're out with Ambler.
Rock Titan Live on W4CY Radio. Every Tuesday from 9 to 9:50 p.m. Eastern.
You're listening to Rock Titan Live.
W4CY Radio.
You are listening to Rock Titan Live.
Every Tuesday from 9 to 9:50 p.m. Eastern. Rock Titan Live.
Every Tuesday from 9 to 9:50 p.m. Eastern.
Scotty J.
DJ Zachy D.
Out with
Rock
Ambler.
Titan Live on W4CY Radio.
Hey everybody, welcome to Rock Titan Live. It is Tuesday afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are back here with Ambler, out with Ambler, and then we got our wonderful lady behind the radio grid and all that stuff down in Florida. Dee, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. So Ambler, we haven't caught up in a spell, huh?
Been a little bit.
It's been a little bit, yeah, but it's all been good. It's all been busy. Of course, since the last time we had a chance to catch up, we were still in our 9 o'clock spot. But everybody, again, Rock Titan Live is now at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Standard, on W4CY Radio. So everyone that is listening right now, and if you would prefer to watch and see all the cool stuff we have going on, go out to W4CY.com and click on Talk 4 TV, and then you will be able to watch us, because Ambler is going to be doing a little Meet the Band segment today, and then we are going to be catching up with another band later on in the hour, Chase Angle and the Night Shift. I'm looking forward to talking to these guys. It should be pretty cool. But, yeah. So anyway, Lowwater, Ambler, this is someone that I know you've been a big fan of. You've been talking about them for a while.
I have. I absolutely have. I saw these guys maybe a year and a half, going on 2 years ago.
Okay.
I can't even remember who they were opening for, but they've opened for some great acts. I know the last time I saw them and covered them, they opened for Tremonti and Seven Dust.
Oh,
but
right.
Anyway. Yeah, so the time before, I saw these guys on stage. I was not familiar with them. And I was just like, wow, the energy, the songs. They were one of those bands where you don't go off to the bar and get a drink while they're on. You hang in there at the front of the stage and you just soak everything in that they're giving you, because they're so raw. They're so full of soul. Energy on stage. It was a great set.
Nice.
And so after the night was over with, as I was heading to my car, I happened to run into a couple of guys, and I stopped and complimented them and was like, hey, I really enjoyed your set tonight. You got a new fan here. And we got to chit-chatting. Super nice guys, became friends with them. Turned out we had a bunch of mutual friends. So I've made it my point to follow them really closely ever since. And I just feel like the whole rest of the world needs to be following them closely too. And they can go to lowwatermusic.com to do that.
All right. So this is Out with Ambler's, Meet the Band segment. And, of course, we are talking about Lowwater. And I had a chance to go check them out, obviously, at your suggestion. And, yeah, they're really, really good. Do they tour a whole heck of a lot, or are they like kind of a local independent band playing their local scene?
Well, they're definitely an independent band. They are unsigned, but look at Dirty Honey. Look at the great things that are coming out of unsigned bands. So
Right.
I would expect the same from Lowwater. But yeah, these guys have been around since 2007.
Okay.
They're out of the Atlanta, Georgia area. So they're not just a flash in the pan. I mean,
Right.
We're talking 12 years of dedication. I'm not even sure the lineup has changed at all. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's been pretty daggone steady with these guys. And like I said, they're all great guys.
Wow.
We got John Strickland. Yeah, John Strickland. He's the lead vocalist, and he does rhythm guitar. Daniel Benny, he does lead guitar. Ray Beatty is bass and vocals, and Joseph Wilson is drums and vocals. And they're all just really dedicated guys. They tour all over the nation. It's not just a local Georgia to North Carolina thing. They're all over the place Actually, they're on the road right now in support of Blacktop Mojo. We've got Blacktop Mojo headlining, otherwise Low Water and Kira that are out on the road right now. And I think there's a few more dates left in this tour before that one's all said and done. And I'm going to be hitting that show this coming Saturday in Greensboro, North Carolina, and hopefully coming back with some cool pictures.
Yeah, I loved how you rubbed that in my face. I absolutely loved how you rubbed that in my face. Oh, yeah, I'm going down to catch up with Blacktop Mojo. We got to get Blacktop Mojo back on the show. You know, and it's my fault. You know, I mean, I did this great interview with him, and I just ran into technical issues. The file got corrupted. I don't know what the heck it was, but man, and it was so cool too. It was so good. It was so good. It killed me. But now here you are. You're gonna get to go hang out with Blacktop and Low Water. And are you gonna be interviewing all those guys while you're down there?
Yeah, I'm going to be interviewing Blacktop, going to be interviewing Low Water, and it's just going to be a great night. I'm very excited about it. Very seldom do I get excited about shows anymore because I go to so many. But yeah, knowing the guys from these bands, otherwise included, it's just, it's going to be a great night. Taking a bunch of friends with me, we're going to have a good time. Yeah, so get to go out with Ambler through my pictures and coverage.
Yeah, I love how you say it. Yeah, I've lost track because I go to so many shows. Like I never get to go out to any dang shows. I get to talk to all these guys. I never get to go to the shows. D, do you ever get to go to any shows? Here you are, working the radio boards and everything like that for W4CY, K4HD, and all these other stations. Do you ever get to go to any shows?
No, I used to be able to go to a show, but the show I went to was a festival, and that festival is no longer up in existence. But yeah, no, I don't get to.
Isn't that lame? All work and no play. I swear to God, things need to change. Man.
Well, I tell you, the album Voodoo is what they're supporting right now. They've had Empty Chamber, which is a really incredible song. And now Dark Divided is their latest single. Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that John was talking about in writing it that he was kind of in a dark, questioning place at that time. So listen to the lyrics. Anything Low Water does, really listen to the lyrics. Take it in because they write from their soul. So if you guys want to check it out, we can check it out.
All right, so D, are you ready with Dark Divided by Low Water? I'll play it on my end. So everybody, we're going to be playing the official music video for those of you watching on Talk4 TV. Otherwise, you'll be listening on W4CY Radio. You ready, D?
Always ready, Scotty J.
All right, so when I say here we go, it's kicking on, all right? So here we go.
Here we go.
But not quite dead. What can I do while you break my heart? Change the locket, changing everything. The loudest sounds are when you quietly walk away. Shaken, hopeless now, as the dark divided, trembling. Darkened hole, crawling on my knees. The light you used to give, I can barely see. As I sit and wait for you to come back home, the hours break my will and time holds my soul. Shaken, hopeless now, as the dark divided, trembling. Keep
All right. We are back. That was Low Water, Dark Divided. Ambler, you got a gem there.
I think I do too.
Wow, they're good. The singer's hairy, man. He looks like Chewbacca.
Just a little bit. He's a little bit fluffy. But I'm going to tell you what, he's a doll baby. He's a big teddy bear. John is so sweet. He's just a doll baby. And I so love when you get a band that has great sound and they have great members. I mean, winning combination, because look how many bands are out there. Oh, they got great music. Oh, they're kind of dicks. Or, not Low Water and not Blacktop Mojo and not otherwise. They're all amazing people. So a few more dates, like I said, left. Get out there and check them out.
Yeah, you talk about amazing people. It's funny, because, I wasn't sure, what kind of topics I was going to cover today because, in the music news world, we got a 24/7 news cycle. Things are all over the place. But it's funny, Ambler, because you brought up some things, just within the last 48 hours since we've been going back and forth, in terms of, some of the nicer people we've met in the music scene. Like you talk about how great Low Water is. And there's been so many, like Blacktop Mojo, those guys are great. Texas Hippie Coalition, I know you're cool with all these guys, but then you brought up Hall & Oates. I know those guys are going to be touring not too long, and I got a really significant backstory with John Oates specifically. And suffice to say, I mean, I'll cover Daryl Hall. I've never, met him personally, but I'll never cover John Oates again. I mean, I'm going on record right now. I won't ever cover him again. I won't talk to him. I won't interview him. I don't care. I have no interest. And I will just simply sum it up by this. The one interview I got to do with John Oates, all right? It was the first real kind of celebrity interview I was ever going to do with a guy. And he's actually a friend of the family. My mom went to high school with John Oates. She graduated 1 year behind him. And she was friends with his sister. My grandfather and his father were golf buddies. They lived 3 doors down the street in North Wales, Pennsylvania. So major history there. And I heard about this guy my whole life growing up. I was a big Hall & Oates fan throughout the 80s. So this interview to me was huge. I mean, it had been building up. It had been building up forever, First words out of his mouth. I swear to God, you can't make this stuff up. First words out of his mouth. Hey, Scott, let's hurry up and get this interview over with so I can go slash my wrists. Verbatim, that's what he said. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, well, how do I respond to that? So I'm just thinking in my mind, I want to try to have something, to respond with really, really quick because obviously he wasn't in a great mood or he really just didn't want to be talking to me at that point in time. I'm like, well, John, we got this big family history and I went into it a little bit, about how we have this connection. And I'm like, so hopefully after the interview is over, you won't feel that way anymore. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. Just let's hurry up and get this over, and then I'll go slash my wrists. I'm like, wow, he is on this suicide kick, I'm like, maybe I need to call 911. I don't know. But, then I met him, and, I even after that experience, I'm like, you know what? Let's see what we can do in person. I went, met him in person. I mean, just, what a major letdown is all I can say. I was thinking maybe the dude was having a bad day, so I'll go meet him on a different day. Nah, that was pretty much his personality. And then I went because I covered him in New York City, and then I covered him in Philadelphia after that. And that's just the way he was, man. So it's just like, I'm sorry. When's the last time you produced a hit? I mean, seriously, dude. Like, you're just begging.
That's why he's so depressed.
I'm like, you're just begging for Adam Sandler to make another movie, just so your music can be heard again, It's like Adam Sandler's, like, gotta be like his freaking, I don't know, he's Muse or something. I don't know. But, yeah, so anyway.
All I know is artists that haven't done anything in years and no one's even looked in their direction in years have a lot to be thankful for right now with all this resurgence in these older artists, like the Motley Crue announcement yesterday. Announcements like this is what's getting people like Hall & Oates coverage now. Yeah. This whole retro thing, it's in. And some folks need to be thankful for what they really have to be thankful for.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, you're not kidding. I mean, but again, some artists, I guess the ones that really made it big in their heyday, they just feel content to rest on their laurels, and it is what it is. Whereas you've got other artists out there that are still after it, that there's no end in sight. I mean, they treat today like they treated, the very first time they ever got out there 20, 30, or even more years ago. So no, I mean, I know it's really interesting. And then, you got to catch up with Slayer, and, I know you covered that, and there was Ministry and Philip H. Anselmo and the Illegals and Primus. Great photography, by the way.
Thank you.
Now, are you familiar?
Great
Are you familiar with any of those guys? Like, have you ever met any of the guys from Slayer, or, Anselmo and the Illegals, or?
Actually, there's not a single person on that ticket, not a band member, anything that I've ever met before, which is kind of unusual, but not a single soul. I mean, of course, I've seen before or covered before or just gone to the show before, but never met, talked to, sat down with, shook hand of anything like that. So, but a band like Slayer, I would like to continue to just put them up on a pedestal. And I'm going to hope and assume that they're all great guys. But what do they say about meeting your heroes?
Right,
so maybe I'll never meet Slayer and have a good reason.
You know what? It's almost like ignorance is bliss. And I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, too, because I've never met Kerry or Tom or any of those guys. But, I mean, it's like when you have something so built up in your mind, and then it actually happens, it's like, oh, man, But I have to say, it's so funny because after that real first experience, meeting like a real big name in the music industry, after that, I've never met anyone that came close to that level of arrogance, obnoxiousness, or, whatever. I mean, it's really been a positive experience ever since. I mean, just some amazingly humble, hospitable people, like guys that are like multi-millionaires, just absolute icons, legends. And they are just the most nicest people, like, you just like the people next door, like a next door neighbor, So yeah, it's very cool. Now back to Low Water. When are you going down to see them again?
This Saturday night.
So this Saturday night, I'm hoping to actually be with John 5. So, yeah, John 5, he's on his tour, his Invasion tour. He's going to be in Lancaster. So I'm going to go hang out with all the Amish folk. I'm going to strap up my horse to my buggy outside in the garage, and I'm going to go riding off into Lancaster, see if I can catch up with John 5. Yeah.
John 5's in my neck of the woods tomorrow night, actually, but I'm going to be working. So I've covered him the last couple times he's been around, so I'm going to give him a little bit of a break from me this go around.
Yeah, right on. So, well, I can't wait to see all your photos from Blacktop Mojo and Low Water. I mean, you've done them for Rock Titan in the past, and they're always good. But, but the stuff you got with Slayer and Primus, Philip H. Anselmo, and what's the one I'm leaving out? Ministry. Yeah, those are really good. So everybody, if you haven't gone out to Rock Titan TV, which is our website, it's a blog, where Ambler and I are always, doing little write-ups and stuff like that. All the photography, for the last year and a half has been exclusively hers. So good stuff. Really good stuff out there. Did you notice that I have my own little piece that I kind of put below yours now? Errant Thoughts by Scotty J.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
keep doing it.
Errant Thoughts. Errant Thoughts. And you talk about people that have good reputations in the music industry and bad. Yeah, I find myself a real butt kisser. Sometimes I think I kiss a little bit too much rear end in this industry. Whether they're deserving of it or not. Now I like to reciprocate. Hospitality and stuff like that when people are really nice. But, sometimes I think I might just smooch a little bit too much patootie when I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? So
the way I look at it is people could call it butt kissing. I call it just being a nice person, being a good person, being a person that promotes what someone else does, hoping they'll promote what I do. And I'm going to treat you great. I'm going to promote your stuff until you're an ass. Let it happen one time. That's all it takes. One time. Bye-bye. Yeah. Bye-bye. Who was that just put an album out? I never heard of them. I don't know who they are.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was a little edgy with Ministry. I don't think I didn't say anything that anyone didn't already know, but I was definitely a little more edgy with Ministry than I usually am. Maybe I was just in a bad mood. I don't know. I was coming off a bender from the Eagles game, losing to the Patriots. I was bitter. I was bitter.
I noticed that from your social media posts. Yes, you were.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess people don't like my ranting and raving, I got I don't know how many friends out there, but no one ever comments, no one ever likes, no one ever tunes in. It's like I gotta put up a meme of some, I gotta get that little cat, that little white cat that's out there now,
So pretty.
And then the woman who's screaming at the cat, I got to put one of those out there with someone jacking off a horse, and now all of a sudden I'll have 1 million hits, then I'll have people coming out of the woodwork. Oh my God, everybody follow Scotty J, he puts up entertainment worth watching, I swear to God, I don't know what to do. Anyway, but in a little bit here, we are going to be catching up with Chase Engel, and I'm looking forward to talking to him and his new band. Very, very cool. They're actually managed by Brian Wheat, bass player for Tesla, and he kind of discovered these guys after they'd been out in the scene for a little bit, and he took the music that they'd been working on. They got a self-titled EP out there now. And it should be pretty cool. They're different, man. This Chase, he's got some moves. Now, you're going to have to go check out the music videos after the fact, and we're not going to play any of those on the show today. I will put those out after we do the show, and, maybe a little post-production magic that we like to do. But this guy's got, Michael Jackson moves. Chase is like Michael Jackson moves. Oh, yeah, with, the spin and the split, and he even does the frickin' moonwalk. It's when's the last time anyone busted out a moonwalk,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I swear to God. Do you even know what the moonwalk is, D? Because I know you're a millennial.
Yeah, I know what the moonwalk is. Listen. 80s music, bro. What are you talking about? I love 80s music, whether it's, Poison or Motley Crue or Cyndi Lauper or Men with Hats or Michael Jackson. I like it all. It's the 80s, baby.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know how in tune with, the pop culture of the 80s you were into,
Ashamed of you, the fact that you would think that I'm that much a millennial that
I'm messing with. I'm teasing with you to a certain extent. But the moonwalk's a little different, you just it's one of those things from way back in the day, it's people know how to do the swim or the other dance moves, the Macarena, people know what that is, but the moonwalk, that was something that kind of lived and died, in the 80s,
What are you talking about? Lived and died? I don't know anybody that doesn't know what the moonwalk is.
Really?
What, you 80? What are you talking about? Lived and died? You need to get outside more, guy.
That's pretty iconic.
It was at that time. I don't know. Did he still do that stuff? You know what it was? I guess when, all that stuff came out with him and the little boys and stuff like that, I just tuned off. It's kind of like Chris Rock said in one of his, comedy routines. He's like, I turned in my glove. He took off his sequin glove and just, disposed of it and got rid of it. And it's like, all right, man, can't go there anymore. So, yeah, I guess, to a certain extent, I've been living in a hole. But I did, when the 90s rolled around, I got caught up in the whole grunge scene. I was all into my Alice in Chains and, Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilots, and, Candlebox, and I wasn't a real big Nirvana guy, but other than that, I was full bore, into the whole grunge scene. That's just the music I listen to, and it's any kind of stuff, of the 80s, other than your, the heavy metal, Rat, I was into, of course, Dokken, and all those bands, Judas Priest and Iron Maiden, all the heavy bands that were out there in the 80s I was into. But as far as the whole pop scene, yeah, everything about it just kind of, I was done.
you don't seem like you would be the type that would be like all up into that 80s pop culture type ordeal.
Oh, I did. I had a Michael Jackson jacket. You know.
Oh,
I'd
is
li-
there a picture? I want to see it. I gotta see
Yeah,
it.
I had the black loafers and stuff. I even grew out an afro. Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I did. You know, I put the.
Pictures be your caller ID picture,
What was that,
please.
Soul Glow? I put that Soul Glow in my hair from like Eddie Murphy and Coming to America. Oh yeah, I was. Yeah.
I can't deal with you right now, Scotty J.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like if
What
it's
did I take?
I'll even hit up your wife on Facebook and be like, listen, I know this is real creep and I don't know you, but I work with your husband and I need this picture, please.
Oh my God, yeah. No, well, I don't know if she would, because this predates her a pretty good deal. Now, my wife actually is a professional photographer like Ambler. You know, she's got our life chronicled from the time I met her. But like when I was a kid, my parents didn't take any photos. You know, they didn't take any video. That stuff didn't happen. I mean, there might be like a few pictures of me peeing in the pool, you know, when I was a kid. You know, that's like it. You know,
about recent stuff. You peeing in the pool.
I don't know what it's like. Every parent, you know, from like back in the 70s, 80s, got some pictures of their kid peeing in them little plastic pools. You know, like they were all these little concrete statues, like these little cupids, you know, that like to pee in the pool. You know, they got them peeing in a little koi pond and stuff like that. That was So,
Such a delinquent.
What's that?
I said you were such a delinquent.
I was a derelict, you know. I was a little demon child with the face of an angel.
That's my niece. Oh my God, my niece is like that. My the little blonde girl you see on my Facebook, that's my niece. And when she was younger, we used to call her Emily Rose, and me and my brother used to do exorcisms on her in the pool.
Oh my God.
That's great.
Demon tribe.
I love it. I love it.
That's too funny. That is too funny. All right, well, Ambler, we're going to let you get going here. I got to call up Chase Engel on the phone and, you know, introduce the audience to this fine young man, and we're going to find out what's going on with the night shift. So, yeah, but thank you for joining us. I know we'll be talking before you head off and catch up with Blacktop Mojo, and Lullwater. Black Chop. That would be a cool name for a band, too. Black Chop. We're just Black Chop. I don't know what it means, but it sounds cool, I think. I don't know. Isn't that the way band, you know, isn't that like the coolest band names in the world? Like, they have absolutely no meaning whatsoever, you know? Like, they just sound cool, you know, to like this day, you know, like Stone Temple Pilots. I love that band. What the hell is a Stone Temple Pilot? You know, I like the fact that Stone is in there, Temple is in there, Pilot's in there, but what is a Stone Temple Pilot? I don't know. So...
Like, only Scotty J would think of breaking it down that way.
Black Chop, you know? I'm going to come up with a band named Black Chop. That'll be the name of my band when I decide to make my music debut.
Can you even play an instrument or sing? Like,
As a matter of fact, I can. I might just serenade you later,
I got it here, Scotty J. Come on now, you've been hot.
I'm not doing this on the air right now, though. I am not doing this on the air. But I'll tell you what, maybe when we catch up with Jimmy and Ron Russell tomorrow on their show, the Jimmy Star Ron Russell show, maybe I'll do a little bit of singing then. I'll try to bust out my Barry Manilow, Johnny Mathis, just for Ron.
Oh Lord, he would. I feel like he already has a boner for you as it is. Like, I feel like he will just be like, forget Jimmy, I'm going to see Scotty.
Right? Yes. Yeah, maybe I'll end up heading over to California.
Oh,
nah, I'm too young. I'm too young for him. But, yeah, it's all good. Well, Ambler, thank you. And thank you for introducing us all to Lullwater. It's absolutely awesome. And we'll be chatting again very, very soon.
All right. Check y'all later. Thanks, Dee. Thanks, Scotty J.
All right.
Bye.
Later. All right. So we got to.
She was talking about Lullwater, though. That dude that she was talking about, the bigger dude with the beard.
Yeah.
And he seems like my cup of tea.
Oh yeah.
You like that?
You do like the Teddy Bears. Yeah, Ambler's still with us. All right. We're gonna call Chase now. See you later, Angela.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
All right. So. Oh, whoops! I hung up on you there, didn't I? I hung up on you there very briefly, didn't I?
I was kidding.
You're like, what? What I do? You know what? I forgot because I'm so used to having multiple screens in there, and yeah, so I still had Ambler with us. But you got me now. We're good.
Yeah, I got you now, and I hung up with Ambler.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let me get Chase up here, and we're gonna find out what the what the night shift is all about. We're going to find out what the night shift is all about. Chase Engel and the night shift. So everybody, we got him coming up right now. Just waiting for him to join the call. And we have got Chase joining us. Chase, this is Scotty J. We're Rock Titan Live. What's going on, man?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Can you, by any chance, enable your camera on whatever device you're using? Can you do that?
All right, I think I just did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
There you go.
Are you able to turn that sideways, or is that what we got to work with?
Does that work?
All right, man. That's cool. That's cool. We'll make it work. We will make that work, man.
I'm not the best with all the technology and this fangle-dangle advices, you know.
Yeah, man. No. That's cool. That's cool. So,
that work?
Yeah, that absolutely works. That absolutely works. So, everybody, right now, as you can see on the screen, we are here with Chase Engel. I'm pronouncing your last name right, yeah? Engel?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's good.
And the night shift, man.
The night shift.
Yes. So, wow, man. I was just joking about it with Ambler and D a little bit ago. Not making fun, but, man, you got some mad skills. You know, I was just checking out your videos, and you got, like, Michael Jackson skills and stuff.
Thanks, man. I've been working at it a long time. Been doing that stuff since I've been about 12, so... No training. I just just kind of figured out how to do it myself. So
I'm telling you, man, I was absolutely blown away. Like, and not that it matters, but just, you know, because of the particular skills that you whipped out. How old are you, man? All right.
How old do you think I am? How old do I look? I just shaved.
I would say early 20s.
I am almost 28 years old.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
I didn't tell you that.
You know what? It's funny. It's funny what facial hair actually does, you know?
Oh, I look 35 with facial hair. That's why they make me shave. They say don't have a beard or nothing like that.
Right.
You know, I like a little. We're here in Saginaw, Michigan, and it's cold up here. I don't know if you can see it here.
Saginaw, yeah. Look at that. Yeah.
It's cold, man.
Wow.
It's cold. So I like a little scruff. Keep you warm.
There you go. So your band, you guys have actually been around for a little while, yeah?
Yeah, me and the drummer have been together about 10 years, and I even had the band going before that. So yeah, we've been at it quite a bit. I mean, the lineup that we have now about 2.5 years or so.
Okay.
But we've been doing it since about 2011 or so.
All right.
With one lineup or another, and it's kind of filtered its way down to the guys we have now. But yeah, we've been at it a bit. Just starting to break through a little bit. Hopefully. We'll see.
Well, I tell you what, you've definitely got the right representation for it, you know. And one thing I've found, and maybe you've experienced this over time yourself, and I know Dee in her time, you know, working in the media business and in radio, she's seen the same thing. And that is, no matter how good you are as a musician, no matter how much talent you have, it's like, it's amazing how, you know, we meet some people and hear some people like yourselves, and it's like, how are these guys, like, not absolutely huge? And what it boils down to at the end of the day is really representation. Now, whether that's because of budget or, you know, location, whatever the case may be, having the right representation is huge. And where I'm going with it is this. A man by the name of Brian Wheat finds you, and for everybody that doesn't know, he's the bass player for Tesla, and he kind of changed some things around for you guys, huh?
Big time. So yeah, like 2.5 years ago, he was running a contest, I guess you could say. He's got a studio out in Sacramento, J Street Recorders, a fantastic studio. It's where Tesla records. Ton of big bands have recorded out there. Well, he was running a thing where he wanted a band to come in, record a song, and he had an associate of his who was going to film it. and they were going to make a TV show out of it and pitch it to like TV stations.
Wow.
And I didn't even know what was going on. The bass player, Jason, from our band, happened to see it because he's a huge Tesla fan. He's seen it online, sent him one of our videos, and they called right back and said, wow, man, they liked all the moves and the jackets and stuff we wear. And probably about 6 months later, we were there in Sacramento recording with Brian. So, yeah, it happened fairly quickly. Even though it takes 10 years, it seems to happen quickly when it does. But shortly after that, Brian became our manager and then started J Street Entertainment, which is the label that we are signed to, and signed us and a few other fantastic bands. So we'll see what happens. He's trying his best, and so are we. And we got a great team along with Brian, Jimmy Dean, Chip Ruggieri, Zach, our booking agent. We have a fantastic team right now that are all trying super hard. So
yeah, right on, man. Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Now, one of the things I think is really interesting, I think it's the song you guys put out on your EP, Sorry.
Yeah.
And you guys had actually already put that song out there, but then Brian came in and tweaked it up, redid the whole thing. Like, you even had a different music video for it, didn't you?
Oh, no, we didn't have a full-blown music video for it, but we had done a demo of it.
Okay, all right.
We had done a demo of it and sent it to him, and which happens with most of the songs. That song just happened to be changed quite a bit, particularly. We had never worked with a big producer before, so we didn't quite know how it worked.
Okay.
And a lot of times some songs they'll take and they'll say, no, that's good, and other songs they'll take and they'll completely rearrange. That happened to be one of them. And it really, in the end, we were a bit apprehensive about it at first because it takes some while to get used to somebody changing something that you've done for years and years and years. And then once it was done, I was thrilled with it. So now we didn't have a music video for it, but we had done it for years in a different manner. And yeah, he changed it quite a bit, but for the better.
Yeah.
For the better.
Right on. Well, I definitely dig the version of the video that's out there now. And again, everybody, we're here with Chase Angle and The Night Shift. Make sure you go check them out. And, of course, we'll be sharing all the information later on and whatnot. But above and beyond what we're sharing right here, of course.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah, but, I thought it was wild, because I guess it's all kind of a mishmash in my brain, because I looked at a couple of different videos, and it's like, you guys, I'm not going to say boy band, because that's not fair, because you're not a boy band, but you all have,
I wish we were a boy band, but
you all have, like, the complimentary outfits on, you're all wearing, like, the same suits. And like one of the videos you guys had like on these silver like sequin suits, at least that's what it looked like. They were all glittery and shiny, and then you're up there busting out the moonwalk and doing a split, which made me shriek in horror because I'm like, oh my God, if I even tried that, like I would rip my nutsack in half and I'd be sounding like a eunuch for the rest of my life. So
I did it in Detroit about 4 years ago, and I actually I had a grade 2 tear in my hamstring and a grade 2 tear in my, what you would call like your butt muscle, I guess.
Your gluteus maximus. Yeah.
My glute. I had to do 1.5 years of physical therapy, so it's not easy. I recovered from it and kept doing it, but they told me never to do it again. They said don't ever do it again. You'll have permanent leg damage, which I already do.
Oh,
I'm not listening to that. Yeah. So it's not easy. It's not for the faint of heart.
Wow. Now, did that actually happen doing that move?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, down in Detroit. Yeah. When I came up from it, I could feel the internal bleeding in my leg. That's the craziest feeling. I don't know if you've ever felt that, but yeah, I had to do 1.5 years of physical therapy. Yeah, it was any worse, I would have had to have surgery, and I probably wouldn't walk right.
Well, hell, man. I was going to ask you if you were like a professional dancer or a yogi or anything like that.
No, man. No, I just drank a lot of beer and just go for it.
So that's how it happened. There was no stretching. Dude. There was no getting any limber. It's like,
no, dude.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do
stretching.
it. I'm feeling strong. I'm going to do a split, man.
Yeah, dude.
I'm going to
Check
do my
this out.
best Jean-Claude Van Damme right now.
Yeah,
I'm going to bust it out.
Well, he goes all the way down because he was a martial artist. Now, I can't do that, but
Jeez.
close. Now,
Daggone, man.
If we don't, I didn't mention in the last interview that I did, we do have a new EP out with J Street Entertainment, which is Brian Wheat's label from Tesla.
Right.
And if you go to our website, chasinglethenightshift.com, I got all kinds of fancy merch here that I'm actually...
Look at this. Look at this.
I'm at the post office right now. I got to mail it. A shout out to my buddy John Fultz in Flint, Michigan. He bought $350 worth of merch from us yesterday.
Wow.
Just because he likes the man. He said it's because of guys like him that we were able to keep going and moving. So
I'm telling you right now, Chase, you know what would sell like hotcakes? Now, from time to time, and Dee, who's working the radio boards for us right now, I know she can attest to this, that from time to time I come up with these crazy ideas for you musicians. I like to plant little seeds in your head, to try to help you go to the cause, So I'm thinking, as we were just talking about you ripping your glute and your ham and everything like that in half, trying to show off and, do your best Michael Jackson, Van Damme skills on stage, with your band. I think if you had like a photo of that somehow on a shirt, you in that full split pose, like on a t-shirt, and even made up like keychains, of like Chase Angle doing that, just in a full-blown split pose. I am telling you right now, you talk about selling merch, that would sell like wildfire.
I think I have a few pictures that I've screenshotted from videos of me in full stance there. So
you could even have like a beer. You could name a beer after that, have like a beer label with Chase doing the split, tearing everything up, and you can call it like Split My Balls Blonde or the Split My Balls Stout. The
IPA, yeah.
Oh man, I'm telling you right now, brazen. So, but the moonwalk, all right, the moonwalk that I saw you bust out in a couple of videos there, man. Where does this come from? Were you a Michael Jackson fan back in the day, or even now?
Yeah, I am. I mean, it doesn't stem from anything where I just really loved him that much or anything. I think I seen a guy do it on TV when I was like 10.
Okay.
And just really, really wanted to do it. And that's before the internet was like, that's before you could just look up how to do it. So I was trying to do it for like years, for like 2 years.
Okay.
And then when I was in 8th grade, I could do it. And I was in the middle school band, the 8th grade band. And we did like this Michael Jackson routine for the band. And I played guitar in it. And then at the end of the routine, I would come out in front of the whole band and do the moonwalk. And I recognized right then that, everybody was really into the music. But when I did that, everybody went crazy. And I figured out at that point in time, I was only like 13. I said, man, people love the music, but if you can give them something visual like that really, they just never, you don't see it, especially in rock music.
All right. So I'm glad you said that, Chase. I'm glad you said that. And you know what? I have to apologize because here I am focusing on your dancing skills. We've just been talking about you the entire time, where the fact of the matter is, the rest of the guys in the night shift, you guys are like, a well-tuned, oiled, choreographed machine.
We do a lot of practicing for it, a ton of practicing, especially for a video like that. I mean, we'll probably do 4 days a week, probably 2 hours a day of nothing but moves practice. Because those guys, I mean, I've been kind of half-ass dancing since I've been 10 years old, and those guys not so much. So, and they play while they do it, which is a whole nother animal. That is so difficult, and I don't think people realize that. Even with some of the very simple moves they do, it is so tough to play and do that. And me and them work very hard at it. And we choreograph all the stuff ourselves. We go over different things and we videotape ourselves doing it and have a lot of fun with it. But yeah, no, they are all fully invested and they do a great job with it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, it's very interesting. And again, everybody. We're here with Chase Angle on the night shift. It's very interesting because, like, you see a lot of that choreography, you see a lot of that dance in, like, the boy bands and stuff like that, you know, that I don't even know if any of them exist anymore. I don't follow that stuff, but, like, you know, NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys and all that crap, you know, that I don't pay attention to, you know. But then even beyond that, if you go way back in like the 60s and 70s, like Motown, jazz, blues, stuff like that, you had like, you know, all the guys, you know, that would be all dressed the same, you know, with a very well choreographed routine. But I can't even think of a band in rock and roll, like, you know, like your band is, that does that. I mean,
No rock band's really ever done it. It's really, to me, and it kind of blows my mind because it's been done a lot, but only in pop acts or Motown.
Right.
Rock acts have never touched it.
No.
And I think it's kind of the final frontier. It's like the one thing that has never been done is that a rock band has never done it. I mean, maybe in the future a metal band will do it or something. I don't know. It'd be completely insane. But a rock and roll band has never done it.
Yeah, you guys are trailblazers.
That's what I think. I'm glad nobody's done it. Honestly, I'm really glad nobody's done it. Nobody wants to do it. You know, a lot of the rock guys we tried to get in the band, like, I don't know, and I'm like, man, we don't take it that seriously. We just have fun with it, and we really do. We just have fun with it. It's just a fun thing. It's not like this, you know, these guys think it's like they're going to feel weird about it. I'm like, no, man, if you just own it and have fun with it, the crowds really respond to it big time.
Yeah.
It's a big boost for the other guys, you know, because when we started doing it, we really didn't know how people were going to take to it. We didn't know.
Right.
But after we started doing it, man, crowds have really responded to it, and we've really carried that momentum. We just sold out. We had an EP release show here in October, and we sold it out by like twice what the capacity was supposed to be. It was like 330 people showed up. It's our lifetime goal to fill the place, and we did. And
That's
Brian was there
awesome,
from
man.
Tesla. Yeah, it was. I know it's only 330 people, but for us, that was a huge, monumental moment, and we're hoping to carry that momentum forward.
Very, very cool. Well, dude, you guys definitely have a great sound and a very unique stage presence because, you know, like we just talked about, people aren't doing it, man. You guys are trailblazers, man, trailblazers. Now, we only got about a minute left here before Rock Titan Live has to call it an afternoon. But, you know, for everyone that wants to go check you guys out, what's the best way? Traditional social media, Facebook, you guys active in those places?
Of course, yeah. I would say, you know, of all the video stuff we talked about, check us out on Facebook, but check us out on YouTube. We got 2 music videos, youtube.com/Chase Single in the Night Shift, you know, ChaseSingleInTheNightShift.com, any of those places, or we're around. You know, if you want to find us, you can find us. Trust me.
All right.
No.
Awesome. Well, Chase, thank you so much for joining us today. It's
Thank
been a
you.
blast getting to meet you, and I definitely want to have you on the show again, you know, maybe get some of the other entourage, you know.
I know it. I'm all alone. They're all working. The van is empty here, but next time, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
well, I know you got to sell that merch. I know you got to get that merch in the mail. I got to do the same thing. I'm telling you, you got to get like a picture of yourself in that split position.
Yeah.
Dude, put it on shirts, put it on keychains, man. It'll sell like freaking hotcakes, man. You guys will be financing like big, huge. You guys will have like the greatest tour bus of tour buses in no time.
Oh, we already have the greatest tour bus of tour buses, so check that out.
Okay,
well
all right. Now, is that due to Brian Wheat, I guess? Is this like...
No. That's all it's due to Jason King, the bass player.
Oh, right
It's got
on.
a dance pole in it.
Oh,
it's got flames on it. Oh, we got the best tour bus, hands down, already.
Nice. All right. Well, everybody, again, we are here with Chase Angle on the Night Shift. You are watching Rock Titan Live. Join us every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. And go check us out on YouTube, Rock Titan, and subscribe to everything we got going on. And thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining the show. Thank you again, Chase. D, amazing work as always. Thank you. I am Scotty J. We're out.
Give it, man, buddy.